The following is for entertainment purposes only. We are not financial advisors. We are not responsible for any losses, only the profits. What's happening, Octo family? We're going to take a look at a new crypto play that just hit the markets yesterday. So this thing is pretty much brand new. It's almost 2x since launch, almost, but like any of these crypto plays, only 2x is nothing. I think this thing has a long ways to run. We dove into it, got some more information. Is this a crypto play? Is it brand new? Is it the best? Is it the best? I don't think it's the best. I think it's got a lot of potential. Ticker is KROEF for me. I was able to take a look at it on TD Ameritrade. Here's what we're looking at as for the chart. It basically launched right around like $1.50, and today it ended about $2.79. It's on the OTC, so you won't be able to buy it on little boy brokers. You need big boy brokers. Who are they? What do they do? They're a blockchain investment company. Kr1 is Europe's leading digital asset investment company supporting early stage blockchain and DeFi projects. Founded in 2016, Kr1 has been a notable first investor in many key blockchain and DeFi projects, empowered to decentralized platforms and product. Did I lose you? I hope so. I did, because it's just way over my head. What does all that mean? How about this? They're investing in Web 3.0 backed tokens and generating staking rewards, proof of stake by validating blocks and earning coins, no mining. Did I lose you again? Good. I'm not the only one. How about this? How about this description? They are a middleman for crypto after buying it. Kinda. So it's kind of like an actively traded ETF, kind of like ARK, kind of like Cathie Wood, kind of like some of her stuff. So think of it like that. It's people who are buying it actively, a lot of it, and then they're reinvesting in it in the same way, kind of like we were talking about yesterday with a platform where you can buy stuff for Canada. Well, this is more or less someone who's just buying the heck out of it, and they're buying it cheap. They've already bought a lot of stuff cheap. What I mean by a lot of stuff, dude, I haven't even heard of half of these tickers. Golem, Augur, Ethereum, all right. Bancorp, Cosmos, I've heard of that. Funfair. Have you heard of Funfair? I haven't heard of Funfair. How about Enigma, Foam, Quantum Rocket Pool, Polkadot. All right, I know Polkadot very well. How about Nexus Mutual, Nash? Just keeps going and going and going, dude. I saw this Moonbeam here, and I immediately was like, dude, that's a sweet looking logo. And then I saw this Meta Cartel Ventures Deo, and I was like, it's kind of funny too. I think maybe I'll buy a little bit of both because I think they're funny, and why not? Well, it looks like, you know, I want the Moonbeam. Checking out their website, I was like, I really want Moonbeam. I already own it though. Come to find out, I think I kind of own it. Remember, I'm not the crypto guy at all. I have no idea what I'm talking about for the most part through this. But what this tells me is the future is multi-chain, expanded to new chains powered by Moonbeam, and Ethereum compatible smart contract parachain of Polkadot. To me, that says you got to have Ethereum and Polkadot to use it, and they run it through that in a way, which is great because I have both. I have Ethereum miners, and I have Polkadot physical. If you want to buy a physical Polkadot, link down in the description to Voyager, I believe. Love the platform. Regardless, that's one of the reasons I was looking at Ethereum and Polkadot too, is because I do like the name. I'm being facetious a little bit about this. But it also attracted me to it right away. And then after looking at it, people are like, dude, it's legit. It's awesome. It's kind of a middleman for a lot of cryptos, like Moonbeam. So boom. The name of this company, we're talking about Kr1, it actually used to be called Kryptonite. I was like, I think Kryptonite is a way better name than Kr1. Kr1's cool, I guess. Kryptonite sounds cooler though. They should have just kept it anyways. How to buy Kr1 shares on London's exchange. Kr1, formerly Kryptonite, is currently listed on the AQSE exchange in London. I'm not going to review this or tell you exactly how to do it. This is basically how to get out of some tax situations for it. I'll just leave it at that. You can come read that down in the description. The link's here for you if you want to check that out. Further from that, I just think this is one of those plays that it's going to keep growing. Any of these smaller, just starting out crypto plays, this one's totally legit, by the way. dove in as much as we could, got as much info as I could within the little amount of time I've had putting this together. I think this one's great. I think it's got a big future. They're investing in a lot of stuff, and we even looked at some of their financials through their SEC filings, multiple SEC filings, and I think they've like 5x their Polkadot so far, something like that. So they're getting in before stuff's cool. It's multiplying, and they reinvest in it. Think of it like an ETF of that. And am I totally wrong? Am I not comprehending how this works whatsoever? Please correct me down in the comments. I'm just trying to interpret this as best as I can and get you guys in early. And I think that this thing does have a future. Not only that, I want to look more at the macro view of crypto. Again, I keep seeing article after article of selling me daily on crypto. Some of this might be old news to you because we've been talking about it for a long time, but it's finally coming to realization for most of the media here through articles. 53 minutes ago, which would be sometime this morning, Apple well positioned to offer crypto trading. Analyst says company should hold Bitcoin in the treasury. We knew that was going to happen. How about MasterCard will start supporting cryptocurrencies directly on its network? Analysts expect flood of companies to follow Tesla and hold Bitcoin. Twitter already considering it. We've called all this. Mad Money's Jim Cramer is saying Tesla, PayPal, MasterCard are pushing Bitcoin more into the mainstream. Major Malaysian bank Kinjab acquires 19% stake in a crypto exchange. So Malaysia's down for the crypto, which is not normal. Most institutions and big banks and big governments are totally against it. We'll get into that. Webull assets 10 members of the SIM swapping criminal gang that stole cryptocurrencies worth $100 million. So when stuff starts getting cool and it starts scaring the governments and stuff, they're going to start trying to step in and make examples of people. Have people exchange crypto for illegal activities? I'm sure. But haven't they done that with every single currency in the world? I don't know. To me, I know there's been some of them they've tried to hack and they like have trouble hacking them, but you can't really hack all the other stuff either. There's even credit card stuff that you can get away with. What am I getting at? They're just looking for someone to pick on, I think, and they're scared. I think the big governments are scared because they know they can't really control it, and they know they're not going to get their cut, right? They're afraid they ain't going to get their cut. The big puppeteers is the big government. They want their cut. I don't blame them, but hopefully they don't suppress it to the point that things get crazy. Even Lindsay Lohan came out and tweeted, Bitcoin to the moon. Celebrities are flocking to crypto in great numbers. Dude, if Lindsay Lohan says to buy it, I think it's buy. Ever since Bitcoin and a number of other digital assets started seeing price gains 11 months ago, a great number of celebrities started jumping on the cryptocurrency bandwagon. Gene Simmons, American rapper Logic, Myrtle Beats, Game of Thrones actresses. See what's happening here? UN report, North Korea stockpiles $316 million in cryptocurrencies from cyber attackers. So the UN came in through North Korea and confiscated that. That's kind of what I'm seeing there, but you're getting governments involved in this stuff. How about Bill Miller, the multi-billion-dollar hedge fund to add a Bitcoin exposure via GBTC? He's definitely doing it wrong, which tells me that this is a handshake deal nonetheless, but whatever. Any billionaire stepping in and giving positive exposure to the coins or stuff like GBTC, fine. Billionaire hedge fund manager Bill Miller's flagship fund will soon be able to add Bitcoin exposure by investing in Grayscale. Another billionaire jumping in. Then you got Indian. Finance Minister answers questions on cryptocurrency plans and ban proposal. They don't want it. They don't want it. How about the Indian government confirms crypto bill is being finalized? Existing laws inadequate. They're trying to cramp down on it. I don't blame them. They're finally scared because they're finally seeing the people coming together. And they're like, dude, we're just going to buy this coin or that coin and make stuff go up and forget this dollar. They also know everything's been completely devalued. All the Fed bucks are completely devalued. I really think the big picture of all this, though, is the fact that the government is going to allow it, and they're going to pretend like they're not. They're going to keep allowing it. Going to make some, some big cases where they're going to arrest, like they're talking about, 100 million here, 200 million over here. But the end game, I think, for the big government, the big federally reserves people, the big UN thing, right? I think they're going to use it to turn it off eventually for crypto, and then they're going to introduce their own and then say, since you guys like crypto so much, here's our own. In fact, they already have their own. It'll be that one world currency thing. Y'all, have you ever heard of something like that? This is how it's going to happen. And this is definitely the easiest way, because then they're going to blame it in the name of safety like we talked about. That's how it always happens. Let the people think they're in control, and the second they're going to have their hoorah moment, pull the ripcord and introduce something else while taking something away. Don't believe me, look up any history. How about Cordoba becomes the first Argentinian province to impose taxes on crypto? I can understand they want to tax it. They got to pay for their stuff somehow. This chick here, pro-Bitcoin U.S. lawmaker Cynthia Lummis, plans to convince Janet Yellen, remember her? Miss Janet Yellen, the one that's been yelling? Well, she's saying Bitcoin is great store of value. So we should really support this chick, don't you think? So she's going to try to go against Miss Janet Yellen and talk her into liking Bitcoin. So Miss Yellen, she is Biden's new head of secretary, treasury lady, right? Well, we've talked about it before. She's come out and she'll do like these negative presses on crypto. She has no idea. She has less idea talking about this stuff than I do, right? She's just basically reading off a script, but she's come out and saying something negative, and then a week later, the next day, be like, I'm kind of going back on what I said. And then the next day, coming out with something like this that just popped. Janet Yellen says misuse of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin is a growing problem as regulators increase scrutiny after surge in interest. Did you catch that title there? They're increasing scrutiny because people are interested in it. Stuff gets cool, freaks them out. Janet Yellen had more, though, talk on cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, flagging their misuse. The Treasury Secretary said digital coins have been used to fund terrorism and launder money. What form of payment has not? You don't think you can do those things with credit cards? I'd beg to challenge the fact that every other form of payment transaction is easier to fund those things than Bitcoin. Prove me wrong. The Bitcoin price has surged to record high after Tesla said it bought 1.5 billion. That's right. There's another article. Mr. Janet Yellen says innovation can help fight misuse of cryptocurrencies and narrow digital gaps. All right, so stuff's coming in the name of safety. One thing that could be happening is those tags, like from the stock SAMP we talked about. You guys see my video on that. They make this scannable tag for all sorts of things, but they're also making security devices with cryptocurrencies. They're not the only ones doing it. Even the Canadian company we were talking about yesterday, they're even doing stuff like that too. So they have like full-on PI investigator people that help companies out with keeping stuff legit. So we're just going to get, I think we're going to get a big macro cramp down on trying to legitimize and safety the whole crypto movement, even though it's totally safe. People have lost a lot of money, but to me, again, it's just like anything, man. It's like, if you ever lost a lot of money getting messed over by a company and you try to call your bank, maybe 10, 15 years ago, your bank would actually care and do something about it. But nowadays, if you call your bank and be like, I never went there, you can't prove it, blah, 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 blah. They're just like, charge stands. PayPal has done that to me multiple times, right? Just totally, just blatantly, you're out of luck. There's nothing you can do about it. I can understand though, they're getting scared. That's the whole point of this. But again, they're going to do all this to eventually introduce theirs, which is going to come on top. All right. They might, even at that point, still allow some of these, but their Fed token is going to be the big daddy. New Bitcoin is what they're going to try to pitch it as. And if history does repeat, which I believe it does, I could totally see them making it mandatory to turn in said things like Bitcoin, and they will turn in said things like FedCoin. They've done that about every century, about every 100 years, with every currency that happens. Why won't it happen now? Just because it's digital? It'd be easier now. U.S. Treasury Janet Yellen said such technology would be used to stem the flow of dark money from organized crime and fight back against hackers, but also to reduce digital gaps in the United States. Just gonna fight against hackers by, you know what I'm saying? I mean, but I'm not trying to be left or right on this subject whatsoever, because even Trump was coming out and saying that he's trying to get rid of cash in the name of safety, which is totally insane also. But he again was blaming it on the same thing. He was saying criminals use cash. Cash is bad. We're gonna go digital society. Just paving the way for all this to happen. Because remember, who's really control is the guy at the top of the stream. It's not the ones in the middle acting like it. I really do believe she has no idea what she's talking about. She's just pitching the narrative. Don't believe me, listen to her talk. She's going to go back on what she said in this week, probably next week. Maybe after the next dip. I don't know. You tell me. We've talked about that before. Anti-Money Laundering Act of 2020. This is now in. Okay, so this is an Anti-Money Laundering Act. So even though I was just talking about how Trump was saying he's trying to pull cash, I've heard him say it. He was against this act, basically, which is, again, is just going to make more rules for people. President Trump has publicly indicated that he intends to veto the bill for reasons unrelated to the act. So he did veto this bill, but now this bill it's legit. It's coming to fruition here. And in this bill, of course, always hide a bunch of other random stuff, but just watch for it. Stuff's going to get more and more cramped down. Don't forget. Don't forget. Musk wants clean power, but Tesla's carrying Bitcoin's dirty bags. Mr. Roosters came out and is trying to make Mr. Musk look bad by saying that mining crypto is so bad for the environment. All right, I call them all. They're pulling the green card on him and saying he's not being good to the environment because it takes energy to make crypto, therefore all energy is bad. I know a lot of crypto mining plays that use energy, let's call it, wind power, solar. That's my fight against roosters. I'm not even going to read that. But again, just look at this macro picture. Look at the big picture of what's going on with this and pay attention to it. I wrote Miss Cynthia M. Loomis, the one up there, who's going to try and talk to Miss Yellin about crypto. I said, hey, let me know if you need any help. I'd be happy to contribute. We could help promote maybe a GoFundMe account for her for your educational efforts toward Mrs. Janet Yellen and her misunderstandings, even though we all know she is just reading from the script about Bitcoin, crypto. So she is a lawyer. She's probably got money, but I think it'd be cool to at least bring this to attention. I haven't gotten an answer back from her, but we'll see how that goes. There's another article. BNY Mellon announces crypto custody and SPI's integrated services. The world's biggest custodian bank beats rival JP Morgan and Citi to the punch. Crazy. All right, when the big boy banks are coming in like this, BNY Mellon. I remember JP Morgan, he's known for this stuff, right? So he's got like the biggest holding, I think, in the world of physical. It'll be interesting to see how he plays this. But he's going to, and already probably does have a solution of how he's going to control it. And I think they're going to give us a little bit of lead on the leash and make us feel like we're doing our thing. But at the right second, they're going to be pulling those reins back. So just prepare, be prepared. And that's why I'm a big believer in never having all your assets allocated in one thing. Don't go all in digital crypto. Don't go all in just miners. Don't go all in just property, whatever. You got to just spread yourself out a little bit. Still make your money, but that's why you got to pull green, even out of Bitcoin and stuff. Because you want to talk about stuff getting licensed, which Bitcoin, as we've seen, can totally get licensed, which same way stocks can. Remember when they're light switch and Fidelity and TD Ameritrade and Interactive Broker just, oh, you can't trade that stock right this second. KROEF, they just did that yesterday, dude. Remember they're doing that with the crypto stuff in their sands because they're too busy. And then what happens when they finally open it up? It's gone down. You don't think they don't know that? Follow it, all right? Follow the money around, but just protect yourself. Be pulling out and moving money into different areas. That's my big macro suggestion on it. Uber. Didn't they lose like over $500 million last quarter? Someone answer that for me? Uber, the CEO came out today and said Bitcoin conversion has happened and was, sorry, Bitcoin conversation has happened and then it was quickly dismissed. We are going to keep our cash safe. Says the guy who can't, says the guy who lost over 500 million for his company last quarter. I don't know about y'all, but in Bitcoin, at least they don't print it in half like the rest of the, like USD, which is what Uber has their money in, their currency in. If you think your money is safer in USD right now than crypto or precious metals or land or whatever, Bill Gates is buying farms, the Bushes buy water. If you don't think your money is safer in any of those assets, you're probably losing a lot of money. Like this guy, right? Even like Mr. Bill Ackman, who lost over 1-2% last month. I hope none of my subscribers lost money last month. If you did, you're probably still watching other channels you shouldn't be. Are you seeing the big picture I'm getting to? Uber's going down. To me, Uber's stock was too high anyway. After hours, it's going down. This came out, maybe, it came out like midday, maybe. But I didn't even hear about this until later on the day. So basically what they're saying is they're not going to take their cash like Elon and everyone else, all the big banks and all the cool kids, and turn it into Bitcoin. They're just going to keep their cash because it's safe. That is just nuts to me, man. But that's fine. I'm all for Uber just going down the toilet because they're a toilet company. They totally are, and you cannot prove me wrong. Do you realize they're meant to not even profit? Like the rideshare company, they don't make any money. They don't make any money. They just keep funding and adding more to the balance sheet and getting more funding from people. But in the meantime, what are they doing? They're trying to compete with other guys by being the lowest price leader by basically taking a loss on everything they do. That's how come it's so cheap to take an Uber, like $5, $6, $7, $15. That's why some big corporate America stuff, like I think the ride sharing companies like Uber, I'm all for just totally going down the toilet. I'm all actually against them and pro old school taxi drivers. Because those were actually legitimate, a lot more legitimate businesses than these fake ones. Okay? That could be a whole nother video about corporations and hiding and sliding money and running them through others' banks. If you want me to talk about that more, let me know down in the comments. It can definitely be a whole nother video. Did I just totally confuse anybody? I originally just wanted to make this about this new company coming out. I think it's rad. If you're trying to get some Bitcoin exposure and all the ones we talked about 2 months ago have already ran too high for you, check out this one. Check out the one we talked about yesterday. I'm trying to get you guys some more plays that are maybe newer to the channel. Some of those other ones, though, I still feel like have tons of room to run. Make yourself a little ETF and buy 5 to 10 of them and throw them in an account. Forget about it. Do you think in the macro picture that Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is going to go anywhere but up anytime soon? I'm like 98% all crypto is going to keep going up, at least for the next 6 months, as far as my eyes can see right now. I think we have at least about another 6 months to ride. Judging by the charts for crypto and Bitcoin, we are in a cycle where I think we have about 10 months left, according to history. But we'll have to watch it. I think about 6 months we're still good, but just watch the regulation stuff and just be aware of the big environment going on. We have tons of news. I might as well go over it real quick. First of all, CCIV, we got some drama in the background of info feeds. So this program here, I'm not even going to say the name because I'm on YouTube, they don't like it. But basically, they get their data from some sources, but some of those sources they get it from, like PitchBook, it's like the Wikipedia for stocks. You or I can go into PitchBook and change some information and act like we know what we're talking about and click save. When that happens, places like this program right here, they update and pull that information and then spread it out on here. So they get this program here pulls their information from lots of places. Mainly it's places like PitchBook though. Again, PitchBook anybody can change. So there has been some updates. If these are legit updates, if they are, I think they're good. It doesn't say like 100% they're merging with CCIV or Lucid, but it did change some stuff from like logistics of the bill. Like it's going to go from a stock transaction to a cash transaction. I can understand that. Pay us in cash, not stock. See, diversifying. They're smart. They changed one other little thing like that, but it's still kind of in that speculation mode. Regardless, we got a little bump after hours. I'll take it. Any more love to CCIV or Lucid, I'm totally fine with. Further from that, Joby. So these flying cars I'm trying to make cool. These dudes here, they're supposedly talking from Financial Times to a company called Reinvent Technology Partners. I believe it's RTP ticker. $5.7 billion valuation, $690 million in public listing in 2020, and they're looking to get maybe another like $400 million in pipe. I think it's what they got, $500 million pipe. Regardless, this is one of those ones that was a curveball. RTP was supposed to go with Hippo Insurance. That was the rumor there, but now they're saying they're going with them. It still could be RTP, because RTP has another one though too, Reinvent, but the numbers don't add up. So more than likely it's just RTP. Could be the other one though. Who knows though, it's SPAC land. Are we going to get all the aviation SPACs that don't end up going to aviation because they refuse to pay the high valuations? I hope not. I think we'll get at least one or two. Hoping Z&T for sure ends up getting one. We're just going to have to wait and see. I can tell you this one is not going to be cheap though. 5.7 billion dollars. It'll take more to make this thing run. I still don't think once these get cool, because they're definitely not yet. Once they get cool, I don't think any of them are going to have a problem to run. So this one is still in speculation mode. You can come read the article, but it doesn't 100% say. It's like people are in the talks. It could happen. It couldn't happen. It's talked about Archer, $3.8 billion deal, how that one's cool. But more love to this, more people excited. I'm excited about it. Don't go YOLO in a full position of this thing though, because again, we're still not even 100% on which ticker it is. My guess is RTP. If you want to take a starter position, that's what I'd suggest, if you can even risk that. But still, because they're beautiful SPACs, you still only got like 50% max downside. It's not too bad. Just can't go to zero, right? If you haven't subscribed, please do it. Definitely helps out the channel. We also have Discord where I slide y'all information, and we got amazing due diligence going on all through the day and night. We got people all over the country in there. It's a beautiful thing. We'll see y'all out there tomorrow. Did you know that we give away free silver? Simply leave a comment on the video, and as long as you're in the continental United States, you can be automatically entered to win. Please friend us on Twitter and StockTwits.